Hello everyone, and welcome back to another edition of our Varnian campaign. We are the Varnian people in the northern part of Germany and Central Europe. Now we are a migratory tribe, and so we have all of those migratory tribe problems. I think since my stability is really high at the moment and I have plenty of political influence, the very first thing I'm going to do in today's campaign is get the, let's see, maybe the primary culture happiness. It's going to increase monthly or our decentralization. Ooh, pop assimilation speed. That's good. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do the for the common good. That just gives me more money, more taxes. Not that I'm making a ton of money in taxes in the first place, but every little bit helps, right? I'm making about $250 per month. That's not real. I mean, that's enough to afford some more cohorts, although right now I don't have the manpower to get any more cohorts, and I probably won't for some time because I'm thinking about going to war, and going to war pretty early in this episode. Specifically, I have a claim on the Chaucian people. They are, however, allied with currently some of our best friends, the Anglians. However, if we declared war on them, it seems like you would join as well as the Lugians. And honestly, that territory might just be too tough, difficult to pass up. I won't make the mistake of trying to jump in too quickly and assault down the forts, even if they are low maintenance, because, well, we saw how that ended in the last war, where we decided to assault this fort, and we ended up destroying about half of our army of 11,000 men. It was honestly quite atrocious. Since I do have plenty of political influence and don't really have a ton to spend it on, I'm actually going to once again hit this install provincial procurators button. It helps me with province loyalty, which is fine, I guess, but really it increases the population output by 4%, and when you have these tribesmen, well, we need to make them as good a tribesmen as possible, right? Because they're not super powerful. Yeah, basically they produce some manpower and some tax, but not a ton of each. Not as much as like what Freeman did. By the way, I love the kind of the highlighting that they're doing in Imperator Rome these days. I also want to, you know what, I might save my political influence and build a city. Specifically, I think I'm going to build a city here. That would produce some earthenware. So I should probably, if I'm going to go to war with the Anglians, go to war with them sooner rather than later so that my city is, well, relatively safe. So let's go ahead and move our armies into position and get ready to go to war. We are working our way down the new mission trees. Ooh, we could go ahead and get some, what is this? Integration, so basically, okay, higher province loyalty than 90. That's great. We're going to get 10 political influence. I mean, that's not the best reward, but hey, we're moving down the missions. We're moving down the missions. In this making gains, we need to take on Langobardia. It's fine. We can definitely do that. We are also trying to settle Langobardia, so we'll build some cities. I'm not necessarily trying to create a huge empire out of this tribe. I've done that before, or a huge, like, yeah, centralized empire. I've done that before with the Iceni, where, you know, we took over all of Great Britain and then a bunch of land in Europe. That was fun. I really enjoyed that campaign, but this is something different. I'm going to stay as a migratory tribe. I'm going to try to consolidate territory in Germany and then maybe move. Yeah, like, just like pick up stakes and move. That could be fun. I'm going to go ahead and lose. No. I'm going to lose 34 gold, but our arbitrator gettings improved offices for a little while. Oh, until tomorrow? Or until later today? I think he would just get it, right? He'll also become more loyal. I'll pay the money, it's fine. Alright, they are actually now at war. I'm going to go ahead and declare as well. I'm going to bring both my allies in. And did the Anglians join them? Let's play it out for a second. Yes, they did. So, Let's go ahead and call our allies in. Good. And good. I want to make sure that I take this land instead of my allies, though, so let's go ahead and jump over and grab this province before they get a chance to. And then we'll make a beeline for the forts. It doesn't appear that either of those forts were fully maintained, but they are now... Oh, and unfortunately they were able to snag it, so that's unfortunate. We'll see if we can get it in the peace deal, though. We are going to fight a battle, though it looks like our allies will come in to help. We may not need them, though, as it does appear like we are going to easily beat them. I am happy that they're bringing the rest of their army in, because I think we're going to defeat them early, and now they are going to... Well, they're going to march in. We're still going to be the aggressor because we are sitting on their fort. That was easy, though. We are definitely knocking them out in strides. And right away, we kind of obliterated all of their armies. We are going to have to sit on this fort for some time. Thankfully, the Lugians are moving in. They should give all... They don't have any territorial ambitions in this war, so they should give all of the territory they capture to us. We'll see, though. Sometimes they do what they want. Sounds like the garrison of this fort is having some food shortage issues. I'm all for that, especially considering we are currently not. So unfortunately, it doesn't appear like my supply wagons are affecting my tribal allies, but my army is not losing any men to attrition, so that's good. Okay. Come on, this is in the war goal. Give that province to me. There we go. That did it. Still have no one to import anything with. Oh well. The siege is going by fairly quickly, considering we don't have any techs that help in siege speed. We're already down a negative 7% chance for it to fall. Looks like our allies are going to go ahead and fight in a quick battle. Hopefully they will be taken down without too much of a hitch. Not our allies, I mean. Looks like the Chaucians are at war with someone else as well. So we're just going to grab what we can and try to steal a little bit of land. I would love to at least take everything on my side of the river. And all of this helps push pops. Well, really, we just want to have as many pops as possible. But all of this just helps to push pops into our territories. That will hopefully make our manpower recovery rate a little bit faster. 55 per month, that is very, very low. I'm ready for these defenders to lose some of their resolve and just go ahead and surrender. Tell you what, an army of 6,500 men, that's really nothing to scoff at right now. So some of our clan retinues are taking attrition due to lack of food. That attrition should probably be brutal. I should probably let them heal up, but no, I'm going to go ahead and move right in. Let's attack them while we still can. So I believe when they run out of food, they take 5% attrition, which is, I mean, that's quite brutal. We are going to easily win that fight. They lost, just a little less than double us. We have an Omen. I think I'm going to go with Tribesman Output. I like Tribesman Output. It gives me more taxes and more manpower. That means we're going to get all of 10 more manpower each month. So that's honestly not nothing, considering we were only getting about 50 manpower per month before that. So it looks like they're actually taking attrition. No, so they are eating into their food reserves in their own province. I like the fact that I can tell that, although I wish I could see that a little bit better. So we could lose 50 gold. I don't really want that to happen. But Alright. We were approached by a messenger from the clan of Igmantum with a letter from their leader asking if we want to make a mutually beneficial deal. If we agree to his deal, they will make sure to make us more popular among their clan as we make them more popular among ours. This can be a great opportunity for us to increase our prominence at the cost of helping one of our allies. It would cost us a little bit, but it would certainly be worth it. It really wouldn't be, because we're currently at 100. But I don't really want him to lose loyalty. He gains loyalty so fast, so nah, I'm not going to do it, man. Currently gaining 71 manpower per month. That's downright good. Good for where we are in the world, at least at the moment. We're a relatively decent-sized tribe in northern Germany. Oh no, melancholia. Basically, he's depressed, overtaken by a smothering, intense depression. Waldrend has sunk into a downward spiral from which we are worried he will never return. So he's going to get depressed. That's a shame. We should take a look at him. He does have one child who is 14 years old. I could host a triumph for him. Tell you what, these sieges don't exactly go by quickly, do they? I could, if I wanted to, think about assaulting it. I do have about 8,000 men ready to attack. But that would be an absolute bloodbath. Definitely not going to do that. Don't have like a breach in the walls or anything. They do have fort defense as increased fort defense due to having stone. Good for you having stone. Either way, I don't think that they are going to attack us, although we are losing men to attrition. Those men are not coming from our army because we have enough food. They're coming from our tribal clans' armies. I wish we could share our food with them. That would be polite. We have enough to go around. We made sure to bring enough for everyone. But this is what I'm talking about. I think if you wanted to stack fort levels on top of each other, you could really make forts a pretty powerful offensive weapon. Where, yeah, they could come and sit on one of your forts, but if they had to sit on it for so long that they start taking 5% attrition, then you could potentially lose a siege. Which, right now, the way not right now. In the past, the way pretty much every Paradox game has worked, if you had enough men to actually siege down a province, or a city, or a territory, and you just sat on it for long enough, as long as another army didn't come and, attack you. Ooh, and look at that. We're going to go ahead and take it. I'm going to say let the looting be gentle, because I don't want to completely wipe away their pops off the board. They're going to attack us, which is going to make us the defender, because this is our fort now. They should have attacked us earlier if they were interested in saving their country. But indeed, we're going to go ahead and win that. We did a pretty good job. Let's go ahead and keep advancing. We must always push forward. Unfortunately, He was actually a pretty good friend of our chief not too long ago. But he refused to give up his alliance with our enemies. And as such, we're going to take him out. So I think I'm actually going to have to hold off on... Yep, sure, we have another baby. Alright, so let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and retreat this army back to friendly territory and have it restock with food. So yeah, so... Uh-oh, the Germanic local power of Eudosia declared war upon the Germanic local power of Herulia. We are now obligated to help. Herulia, Varnia, and Leonia have rallied together. Okay. Well, actually, so that... Eudosia, that's you. Alright, so I was going to try to take this territory anyway. So, we are so close to winning this war. I'm going to go ahead and just keep on keeping on. The Ligonians will probably win this one for me anyway. We will just try our best. Oh, and it looks like we're at war with the Teutonians too. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take what we can get. That means not this last province. It's going to increase our rank to regional power, which honestly isn't as big of a deal as it used to be. In fact, it's all good now, except for the whole threshold for civil war. The reason it's all good now is because in the past you could not create new alliances once you were no longer the same level as someone. That, however, I believe they took out of the game with the Livy update, so we now just have additional diplomatic options, and we get more trade routes, better more diplomatic relations, which we can actually use now. That was one of the problems with it before. You would get these diplomatic relations, but you're like, well, everyone around me is smaller than me, and so I can't ally with them. I guess I could take them as tributaries or client states, but... I also, importantly, will get number of clan chiefs +2, which means they will get their own armies as well as their own manpower pools, so that's huge. Does that also give me more families? No, it doesn't. Alright. We need a new governor. Alright. I think I'm just going to go with you. You're the best governor I got. You're loyal as well. You don't belong to one of my big families, so... I'm going to go ahead and just sit here and let this fort defend me for a little while. I want to restock my food supply. Also restock my armies. Don't you do it. Don't you come down here. Also, I'm making, what, 91 men per month? Once I get about 100 manpower per month, we're in actually pretty decent shape. That would be much faster than anyone around me. Ooh, they have 10,000 men there. It's okay, just let them eat away into their food. And here's my chance to really test the offensive capability of fortresses. Now, unfortunately, I can't build multiple forts in one province because, well, I just have these little territories, these little settlements, and can't build big forts in the settlements. I would need to do that in a city. I am looking to turn this settlement into a city eventually. What's stopping me from doing that? I just need a little bit more gold and a little bit more political influence, so we'll look to do that soon. Maybe when we take a peace deal. This war may go on for a little while there. Looks like I still just have 2 extra clan chiefs, but hopefully I'll be getting a third and fourth. And once we get to a decent size, they should be able to make pretty large armies on their own. Yeah, now that we're getting about 92 men per month, we're rebuilding our armies fairly quickly, although it's still not fast by any means. Alright, what do you say? With 13,000 men, do we dare move northwards and try to take some Eudosian land? Seems like we're winning this fight, so let's go ahead and do it. I have the manpower to do it. We need a new title. This will be our bodyguard. So we can do it with you. You're not a member of a great family. You have very poor statesmanship. In fact, it actually might be better to go with you. Oh, looks like we're in another war. Oh, the Langobardians have declared war on us. Prepare for a fight. Okay. That's not good. Also, it may not necessarily be bad. Because let's take a look at the Langobardian War. It's just them. Well, our 13,000 men will turn around then. Come at me. Come on, Langobardians. Come at me. We need a new bodyguard. Let's go ahead and, instead of just hiring the best man for the job, I'm actually going to go ahead and hire Segestes, because you have a little bit better statesmanship. Yeah, you still just get the 1 out of 6, but oh well. Looks like these fancy pants have built 2 forts now. Kudos to them, kudos to them. Uh-oh, there's a scandal. Unfortunately, it's a part of everyday life in the Venerian Clan Council. Ordinarily, we would simply ignore such petty squabbles. However, on this occasion, the esteemed Markaram Gundred was found in flagrant delicto with his lover by his spouse. Ooh, uh-oh, he was caught cheating. Let's see. We could say this is none of our business. We would lose some popularity. She would lose a bunch of loyalty, although I'm not necessarily worried about her loyalty. I could just have him flogged. His wife would gain 10 loyalty. You know what? This is none of our business. We're better than that. Oh, so it looks like the Simonians and the Phocians. Who are you? Alright, so you're right there. Cool. Looks like you all have decided to join this fight. Well, what's the fight over? They are trying to take Langobardia. So as long as we control these 2 forts, we're going to be fine. Especially with our Lugian allies. Doing work. We'll go ahead, sit on this fort for a little while. We have built up our food reserves again. Yeah, you should be good to sit for, well, at least a little while. Let's see, are you at war with anyone? How far away are you? Okay, you know what? You are at war, but you're at war with Eudosia. Alright, so you're already in a war. I'll take that. I am kind of happy allying with some of these countries up here, because honestly, my area of expansion, I know I've kind of been expanding up this way, but my area of expansion is really this region first, because I am trying to unite Swabia, so those are the regions that those are the territories I need to take. So this is actually a really good chance in this war to take some of that territory and make myself nigh unstoppable. But first, it all falls to taking down this one fort. I'm currently in neutral stance, but I have plenty of diplomatic relations, I believe. So I could switch that to the bellicose stance. That would mean war score costs would go down, which would allow me to potentially take more territory. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and call you to arms in my fight. Langobardia, that was such a poor choice. Because the Lugonians are doing a good job fighting near their home. I don't really want to give the Lugonians too much territory. All that territory needs to be mine, after all. But we're in good shape. And we're actually gaining some manpower. Look at that. We have 232 men kicking around, ready to come join the fight whenever we need them. I don't love this army of 10,000 men sitting here. I think our army would still be able to take it. We have a military tradition, although at this point I'm sure they do as well. They're not unified, and they don't have a general as good as our tribal chief. But still, I don't like them just sitting there. Also, I would love to go ahead and get some more tribal clan leaders, whenever that would happen. It looks like they are taking attrition sitting on their own fort. At least someone is. The Fusonians are. Is that a goose? Sorry, I thought the game was making goose squawking noises. I'm making plenty of cash. I have plenty of political influence. In the next couple months, I think I am going to go ahead and make that a city. Go ahead and found my first Varnian city. We, of course, it'll be very decentralized. I mean, alright, so it actually doesn't know who's going to win that. Well, it looks like they backed off. We do outnumber them by about 3,000 men. Although, if they're going to do it, they need to do it before I take the fort. Looks like they are going to fight that. Come on, take it on this tick. Take it on this tick. Yes! Haha! Let the looting be gentle. We'll get some gold. And now they have to fight us, and we are the defender now. That's going to be enough to change the tide of the fight, I do believe. Yes, they are going to take heavy losses comparatively. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Perfect. We're going to win that fight with ease. They took almost double the amount of casualties we did. That is our fortress now. Let's go take the rest of Langobardian territory. All of our allies, especially the Lugians, are still doing a fantastic job locking down their side of the war. And it looks like we are taking down the Eudosians pretty easily as well. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and I guess lose 10 political influence to become less centralized. That's fine. I would like to go ahead and get some more clan chiefs. Especially since all of these guys love me so much. How's my son looking? Alright, he's cool. He's cool. He's the son of a tribal chief. Alright. Ooh, I should probably get him married, shouldn't I? With someone close to his own age, preferably. How about you? Good for you. Splendid. Let us arrange the festivities. That large army well, they took a loss against us in the forest, and I don't think if that siege tick had fallen there, we would have won that. That was a clutch victory in that siege. But now I'm not sure they'll be able to stop us. I have enough money, I think... Oh, are you going to attack us? We're going to be the aggressors, but we have more than double the number of men you have. So I think we'll be able to do that. I'm going to go ahead and make this a city. Yeah, we're looking good. Neither one of us gets a tactics advantage. You with that heavy cavalry, man, can really clean up against my archers. We lost very similar numbers of men. Let's go ahead. I've been talking about it for a while. Let's make this a city. So this is going to slowly become a city, and I'll need to make 2 more cities to fulfill the mission to settle Langobardia. I feel like I can still have cities and play within the confines of a migratory tribe, right? That's how that works. I will need some citizens, right? I know that the whole game of the Migratory Tribe is not necessarily one of technological advancement, but it can be fine to have citizens who do... Let's think about this. Yeah, citizens should be fine even in a Migratory Tribe. They won't be necessarily super happy because we don't have a high civilization level. And I don't think I'm going to try to increase my civilization level by too much. But having a few certainly isn't bad. Probably. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you do. I learned so much from all the comments. I appreciate everyone who gives me little tips in the comments. Or even just, says, hey, that was fun. So my main goal for this war is just to grab the rest of the province of Langobardia. I'm not in a war with you, am I? No, I'm not, but I will be soon. We're getting a white peace imminent from the Langobardian. So basically, when this has passed with no contest over the war goal, there may be a white peace signed by the Varnia, but it's not going to force one. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to put myself at odds with the Langobardians. Sure. They've declared war on me, after all. I'm telling you what, I am ready for this little this siege to end. I feel like we've been stuck at 42 for quite some time. And we're still stuck at 42, although they do have a water shortage. You know what? Let them come. They're unfriendly neighbors. Yeah, I knew that when they surprised attacked me. I'll tell you what needs to have peace, this war with the Eudosians, man. What I really don't want to do is have to turn my army around and fight off a Eudosian army. Alright, so we have won this fight. We're going to take another victory. Potentially, yes. Perfect. They're going to lose a bunch more men. Excellent. We are now going to continue capturing this territory. Our forts will do it automatically for us. And once that is done, I will go ahead and reach a peace deal. Take Langobardia. They will go ahead and accept all of that. Then that's what I'm going to do. It's going to only give us 6 aggressive expansion. Honestly, I should probably push on for more, shouldn't I? Yeah. Alright. Well, you, the Phosians, should never have joined this fight. I'll tell you who I'd be happy to make peace with. The Eudosians. I'd be happy about that, especially since it looks like they've done some work against the Leonians. The Lugians were definitely clutch, weren't they? I'm glad I have them. They kept the Swinonians off our back. These are the Lugians, by the way, these purple people over here. And these are the Simonians. Trust me, I'm aware of how big of a headache the Simonians can be. In one of my earlier campaigns that I did in the Cicero update, I united Albion and then invaded the mainland, and I did win the war that I fought with Simonia, but man, did they bleed my forces dry. And that's something that made me want to play as one of these Germanic migratory states. I wanted to experiment with the migratory horde aspect. I'm going to try to take as much territory as I can and then maybe migrate south. We'll have to see. I'll have to do some research on the actual migration part of the game. But let's unite Germany first, and then we'll migrate south. I'm going to keep going with National Tribesman output. Sounds good to me. I'll tell you what, we've been stuck on the status quo for a while, haven't we? You know who has been a great leader? This man. Waldron Gundred. He's been awesome. I hope his son Marco is half as good of a man as he is. I'll tell you what, we could definitely put Marco in charge of something to start increasing his statesmanship, shouldn't we? What about civic advancement? Let's put Marco in charge there. Now he's going to increase his statesmanship. Perfect. Looks like they're going to come and try to take back some of their territory. It's alright, our cities will our forts will start resieging that. Not worried about that in the slightest. Oops, hit the F key by mistake. It appears that those who are fighting in a war against me are also fighting in a war against someone else. Who's this red group? The Angravarians? Angravaria is way over there. You're fighting... Alright, well, I'm all for it. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, after all. And we're still in good shape as far as taking all of the territory that we want to take goes. I wouldn't mind if these 500 men were to move out of this territory so that my fort could kind of naturally retake it. I'll tell you what, these... And I guess that's realistic, especially if we were to assault like a Roman fort, like a bunch of tribesmen, like in late game, they wouldn't be able to just rip through the Roman walls. They would be quite the battle, or quite the siege. I'm going to go ahead and let the looting be gentle. These are, after all, loyal Swabians. Unfortunately, the longer we are letting the war go in the west, we are giving up territory in the east. This was territory that had practically been mine. Alright, so we now have our first city. It is the city of Marianus. When we're at peace, I might go ahead and change my provincial capital, or my actual capital, to there. I'm going to go ahead and just keep sieging. The Lugians are going to come and probably do some decent work against all of these forces that seem to have united pretty well to retake some of their old land. I would love to be able to take all of the land off of Foggia while I got the chance. That's what I'm currently sieging down over here. I don't want to run out of food, which is definitely a possibility, especially with some of these armies. Although, actually in this location he is gaining food per month, and so am I, so I'm not going to run out of food here. Good. I wonder why that is. Why would I be gaining food during this siege? Is this farmland just so prosperous? No, it's a wooded area. I do think forts are much more valuable than they used to be just because of the food and attrition. And if you can force someone to run out of food, for instance, if they don't have many supply wagons, like does this army have any supply wagons? Yeah, they have one, so they're not going to run out of food for quite some time. But if once you run out of food, well, you're in a lot of trouble. Okay, perfect. We won that. Let's go ahead and go relieve this siege. And then we'll keep fighting for another half a year or so, I think. Definitely want to take back some of the territory that we'd just kind of given up over here. So it says white peace imminent. It says white peace may be enforced as we have defended the war goal long enough in the following wars, but I don't think they can enforce white peace. I don't think it's automatically enforced. I think we can enforce it whenever we want to. So I think we can keep fighting. They can't. We'll see. I definitely... Ooh, low food supply. Alright, just you. We're going to win this fight. It's going to be an easy one. Kudos to us. Let's go ahead and just make a beeline for this fort. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're safe to run past these 905 days. I think. We'll see in 10 days. Alright, so more than 900... Alright, so we can now... So it says Varnia can now enforce a white peace, so that's us. We can keep fighting then. Cool. Just want to make sure, definitely didn't want to lose a bunch of territory for no reason. Territory that I can actually grab quite consequence-free at the moment, because they decided to get a little greedy. Stability is increased. Good. I don't really know why. We are still fighting over here. This is still a long drawn-out war, and they are coming after our fort now. I don't really want to have to march all the way across my territory. They're not doing any damage to it, though, at the moment. They do have a supply wagon, though. That's not good. Alright, so thankfully that war ended without them taking any of our territory here. Perfect, so now we are left to go ahead and siege down whatever we want, and end this war by just making sure that the Langobards as well as the Simonians can never challenge us again. I think that is the best case scenario. We're going to run into some pirate issues, you know what? That's fine. I'm still not really sure what the point of pirates are, except to give you annoying pop-ups sometimes. And yeah, when they raid our ports and our cities, that's not great, but... we need to build another city somewhere... Ooh, what's this? Call for peace. War has gone on longer than 60 months, and you are winning it. The people will want... Alright, so... we're going to start getting our war exhaustion up. That's fine for now. Let's keep our eye on the prize. We can get a little war exhausted. I just want to make sure that they can never wage war on us again. That's what they get for attacking me, right? They attacked me, after all. I didn't attack them. They attacked me. It doesn't appear that either of these armies are actually even going to be able to retake even their smallest territories. Well, unless they started combining armies. But even their settlements, they need at least 1,000 men to siege it down. They could combine all those armies and start sieging. Hopefully we'll win this on this siege tick. Come on. Yes, perfect. Let the looting be gentle for now. Let's go ahead. We'll let our fortress do its thing. I guess we'll come over here and help you siege down this for me. But we'll let our fortresses do their thing. And very soon, we are gaining war exhaustion. That's hurting our national unrest. Also, it increases army attrition. Okay. This is the first time I've actually really ever had an issue with war exhaustion. Oh, come on. Looks like Cherusia. Let's go ahead and sue for peace. I'm not going to be able to take everything that I wanted. But I'm going to be able to take almost everything. Cherusia is going to get that one little territory. Oh well. Going to banish those of class, put the rest of the sword. And now, here we are. So we are the Varnian people, and our color kind of blends in with the uncolonized land, which is quite annoying. We would actually need to colonize something. So let's see, what has the most pops? Jeez Louise, I guess you do. Alright, so let's move some pops here. Move the slave. Alright, now you have 11 pops. Cool, good for you, and colonize. Alright, so let's go ahead and look, before we end the episode, at what else we need to form the nation of Swabia. So, or to unite Swabia. We will have to... Basically, all we need is this one little territory over here and these two countries. We will look to do that hopefully in the very next episode. We will see how things go, though. I am Ben the Bold. You are you. I hope you're enjoying the series. If you are, hit me up with that like button. And hey, hit me up with that subscribe button if you like the videos I make. And I will see you on the next one.